Fact 1. The speed at which Jupiter rotates is so great that a day there lasts under 10 hours. Despite having a diameter 11 times that of Earth, it makes a revolution faster than any other planet within the solar system. This results in the formation of powerful hurricanes, exemplified by the Great Red Spot, which has been active for more than 300 years. Fact 2. With equal effort, one can jump 6 times higher on the Moon than on Earth. The reason for this is that lunar gravity amounts to just 1/6 of Earth's. It was for this very reason that astronauts, clad in their spacesuits, would effortlessly bound up to a meter high, appearing as if in slow motion. Fact 3. The absence of familiar sound in outer space is due to the inability of waves to propagate without a medium. Consequently, even if a ship were to explode in proximity, the event would be observable but silent. Astronauts, therefore, depend on radio communication rather than auditory perception. Actual silence in space is a physical reality, not a figurative expression. Fact 4. A day on Venus lasts longer than its year. The planet's rotation is so slow that a single rotation on its axis requires 243 Earth days, and completing an orbit around the Sun takes 225 Earth days. Consequently, the period of morning on Venus can exceed the duration of spring on Earth. Fact 5. The space between Earth and the Moon can fit the entire sequence of planets, from Mercury to Neptune, with extra space. The average distance, approximately 384,000 kilometers, appears small on charts, but in cosmic dimensions, it is immense. Missions to the Moon are not a short jump, but a journey through considerable emptiness. Fact 6. It is theoretically possible for Saturn to float in water. The planet's average density is lower than water's, measuring 0.69 grams per cubic centimeter. In the absence of an ocean of sufficient scale, physics indicates that the ringed giant would float on the surface, much like a cork. Fact 7. The duration of a single day on Mercury is equivalent to 176 Earth days. This phenomenon is attributed to gravitational resonance, a state where the planet makes 3 turns around its axis for every 2 circuits of the Sun. As a result, a single sunrise on Mercury happens less often than 2 Earth half-years. Fact 8. In the cosmos, there are diamond planets. A case in point is 55 Cancri E, a super-Earth with a mass 8 times greater than Earth's. It is believed that this planet might be almost entirely made of carbon, existing as graphite and diamond. The worth of such a planet would be equivalent to trillions of Earth's economies, were it possible to extract its resources. Fact 9. Imagine the Sun as being the size of a doorknob. In this scenario, Proxima Centauri, our closest star, would be situated at a distance of 400 kilometers. The expanse separating these luminaries is not just vast, it is practically beyond comprehension. Even probes traveling at their highest speeds would require millennia to arrive at the nearest stars. Fact the 10th. Beneath the icy shell of Saturn's moon Enceladus lies a saline ocean. From cracks located at the southern pole, geysers spew water vapor and organic compounds into the cosmos. Enceladus represents a significant site in the quest to find extraterrestrial life within our solar system. The 11th fact is that black holes are capable of emitting sounds. In the year 2003, astronomers recorded low-frequency vibrations within the gas situated close to the black hole in the Perseus cluster. This frequency, measured at 1 becquerel per billion years, represents a genuine cosmic hum and is identified as the lowest note ever discovered. Fact 12. Saturn's rings are in the process of vanishing. These formations consist of ice and dust particles, which, under the influence of the planet's gravity, descend onto it like rain. Calculations suggest that the rings will entirely cease to exist in 100 million years. Our present time represents a short interval during which these structures are visible. Fact 13. There is a scent in space. Astronauts, after completing their work in outer space, characterize the odor on their spacesuits as a blend of welding smoke, seared meat, and gunpowder. This phenomenon is attributed to the interaction between the oxygen within the airlock and high-energy particles that have attached themselves to the suit's exterior. Fact 14. The lone planet B77410 is removed from the Sun by a distance 1,000 times larger than the terrestrial one. It orbits the star over tens of thousands of years, and its orbit is so elongated that astronomers have not yet calculated its complete trajectory. It moves too slowly. Fact 15. Temperatures in the shade on the Moon may fall to -170 degrees Celsius, and on the sunny side, they can climb to +120 degrees. The lack of an atmosphere prevents heat from being held, causing the shift from hot to cold to happen almost instantaneously. It is a 16th fact that the journey of light from the Sun to Earth takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds. All that we observe in the sky is a reflection of the past. Should the Sun suddenly vanish, we would still be experiencing its light for 8 minutes without any suspicion of the disaster. 17th fact. On Uranus, nearly everything is inverted. Its axis is inclined at an angle of 98 degrees, and the planet literally rolls along its orbit on its side. Consequently, this leads to half-year periods of day and night, with one hemisphere potentially not seeing the Sun for 42 Earth years consecutively. 18th fact. Voyager 1, a space probe, is sending signals from a distance exceeding 22 billion kilometers. Having departed the solar system, the probe's power supply is diminishing. It is probable that in the year 2025, contact will cease permanently, and the message from humankind will become silent. Fact 19. UY Scuti stands out as one of the most massive stars discovered. Its radius exceeds that of the Sun by approximately 1,700 times. Were this star positioned in place of our Sun, its outer boundary would extend to the orbit of Jupiter. Light requires an hour and a half to traverse the distance from this star's center to its periphery. Fact 20. The planet WASP-12b orbits its star at such a close proximity that its orbital period, or year, is a mere 26 hours. The planet's shape is distorted by gravity, resembling an egg, and it is undergoing a process of gradual evaporation. Researchers are documenting the escape of its atmosphere into the cosmos, offering a unique chance to observe the demise of a celestial body in real time. Fact 21. The Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy are approaching one another at a velocity of roughly 400,000 kilometers per hour. Their merger is destined to occur in 4 billion years, resulting in the formation of a single, colossal galaxy. While direct stellar collisions will be infrequent, the appearance of the night sky will undergo a permanent transformation. Fact 22. Martian sunsets are characterized by their blue color. This phenomenon is due to the planet's rarefied atmosphere, where dust particles scatter red light and transmit blue light. Consequently, the daytime sky appears reddish, whereas during sunset, the sun's disk is a dull yellow, encircled by a cold blue tint. Fact 23. Our planet's magnetic field shields us from the solar wind, which is a flow of charged particles. In the absence of this field, the atmosphere would probably have dispersed into outer space, much like what likely occurred on Mars. Auroras are a byproduct of this defense mechanism, offering a visible representation of the unseen shield. Fact 24. So-called rogue planets exist, objects the size of Jupiter that do not revolve around a star. There are hundreds of millions of them in one galaxy. These are cold, dark worlds rushing through the emptiness where there is no light or warmth, only perpetual night. Fact 25. Solar flares, representing energy expulsions comparable to billions of nuclear detonations, occur continuously on the Sun. The most intense among them have the potential to impact Earth, leading to magnetic storms and interference with radio communications. In the year 1859, a singular flare event caused an aurora to extend to the Caribbean region and resulted in the destruction of telegraph stations. Fact 26. Interstellar space is not entirely devoid of matter. Each cubic centimeter of interstellar space contains roughly one hydrogen atom. To put this into perspective, a cubic centimeter of Earth's atmosphere holds approximately 10 to the 19th power molecules. Space is nearly a perfect vacuum, though not completely so. Fact 27. The temperature at the time of the Big Bang was so high that the formation of the first atoms became possible only after 380,000 years. Prior to this, all existence was in the state of superheated plasma, which did not transmit light. It was only after the universe cooled down that it turned on the light, leading to the emergence of the cosmic microwave background. Fact 28. At a distance of 480 light-years from Earth, on the exoplanet Corot 7b, there is a phenomenon of molten rock rain. Temperatures on the side facing the star rise to 2,000 degrees. Under these conditions, rocks melt and evaporate, creating clouds. These clouds subsequently fall as hot lava. Fact 29th. A human in open space loses consciousness in 15 seconds. Without a spacesuit, blood boils, lungs burst, and skin starts to bubble, caused by pressure, not temperature. Death follows in a minute and a half, but survival is possible if one gets back to the airlock within the initial 30 seconds. The 30th fact. The eye-shaped galaxy, known as Hoag's object, is among the most enigmatic. Within its core lies a circle of stars, encircled by a ring that is nearly flawless in its form. The space separating these two components is vacant. The precise origins of this structural arrangement are still not understood. It does not represent a ring wave and is not a consequence of a collision. Fact 31. The phenomenon of light bending in space is known as gravitational lensing. Massive objects, such as black holes or galaxies, distort space-time, causing light from remote sources to deviate from a straight path as it passes by, analogous to a stream flowing around a rock. Consequently, it becomes possible to observe a single object in multiple locations simultaneously. Fact 32nd. Gliese 581c is regarded as a planet with potential habitability. Its position is within its star's habitable zone, and it is 1.5 times the size of Earth. Nevertheless, there is a possibility that the planet is enveloped by a dense atmosphere composed of greenhouse gases, which could result in a surface temperature exceeding that of an oven. Fact 33rd. Orbital stations are facing a threat posed by space debris. Hundreds of thousands of fragments, from small screws to defunct satellites, are circling the Earth. A particle as small as a pea, traveling at 7 kilometers per second, has the capability to breach the International Space Station's armor. Fact 34th. The highest wind speeds in the solar system are recorded on Neptune, reaching over 2,000 kilometers per hour. This figure is double the speed of sound known on Earth. The reasons for the existence of such powerful storms on a planet located at a significant distance from the Sun continue to be one of the unsolved mysteries in the field of planetary meteorology. Fact 35th. Astronauts on orbit experience an increase in height of 2 to 3 centimeters. The absence of gravity causes the spine to decompress, leading to a slight lengthening of the body. This phenomenon is transient. Upon their return to Earth, an astronaut's height rapidly reverts to its usual measurement. But while in space, individuals perceive themselves as being somewhat taller. The 36th fact is that gravity affects time. In the vicinity of massive objects, time decelerates. Satellites for global navigation systems make adjustments to their clocks as time proceeds more quickly in orbit than it does on the Earth's surface. Were it not for these adjustments, GPS would err by kilometers daily. Fact 37th. The Boomerang Nebula represents the coldest known point within the universe. Its temperature registers at a mere 1 Kelvin, a value 1 degree higher than absolute zero. This temperature is lower than that of the cosmic microwave background. The phenomenon occurs as gas from a dying star expands with such velocity that it expels heat. Fact 38th. Quasar 3C273 stands out as one of the most luminous objects in the cosmos, even though it is situated at a distance exceeding 2 billion light-years. Its radiance surpasses the brightness of 1 trillion suns. This phenomenon is attributed to a supermassive black hole that devours matter with such intensity that it can be observed from Earth using an amateur telescope. Fact 39th. Mount Olympus on Mars stands as the highest volcano within the solar system. Its elevation measures around 22 kilometers, nearly tripling the height of Everest. The atmosphere of Mars does not cause the same level of active erosion on mountain slopes as Earth's atmosphere does. Consequently, the volcano presents itself as a colossal plateau. Fact 40. Astronauts' sense of taste diminishes while they are in flight. The condition of microgravity leads to fluid pooling in the upper part of the body, and a stuffy nose consequently impairs the ability to perceive scents. For this reason, requests for pungent seasonings like horseradish, Tabasco, or wasabi are common aboard spacecraft, enabling them to experience some sensation of taste. Fact 41. Each second, about 4 stars come into existence in the observable universe. Most of these are red dwarfs, characterized by their dimness and coolness, yet possessing considerable longevity. These stars have the capacity to endure for hundreds of billions of years, a duration substantially longer than the universe's present age. Fact 42nd. There are more craters on the far side of the Moon than on its near side. The Moon does not possess an atmosphere, yet the Earth provides partial protection to its facing side from meteorites. As a result, one hemisphere of the Moon serves as a shield, and the other appears as a surface heavily impacted, akin to a ruthless arena. Fact 43rd. Zombie stars are white dwarfs that, after a supernova explosion, survive and persist, drawing in material from an adjacent star. Occasionally, they reignite. These entities appear to resist demise, reactivating in defiance of physical laws. Fact 44th. Cosmic particle rays have the ability to traverse millions of light-years and continue to carry a threat. Certain among them possess such elevated energy levels that one particle can be equated to a tennis ball moving at a velocity of 100 kilometers per hour. Yet, its dimensions are on par with those of an atom. Fact 45th. The supermassive black hole Sagittarius A star is located at the center of our galaxy. Its mass is 4 million times that of the Sun, and it affects the motion of all stars in the vicinity of the Milky Way's nucleus. Although it is large in size, direct observation was only achieved in 2022, when it was seen as a shadow against light. Fact 46th. In 2015, the New Horizons spacecraft completed a flyby of Pluto, sending back the first highly detailed photographs. It was revealed that Pluto possesses an icy feature resembling a heart, specifically an area in the form of a heart-shaped spot. This region exhibits a greater reflection of solar light compared to the surrounding surface and is potentially in motion. Fact 47th. In the vacuum of space, stars do not exhibit twinkling. The phenomenon of twinkling is a consequence of atmospheric distortions experienced on Earth. Beyond Earth's atmosphere, light propagates rectilinearly, causing stars to appear as fixed points. This is the underlying reason for deploying telescopes like the Hubble into orbit. They provide a purer and more uniform observation. Fact 48. Europa, a satellite of Jupiter, possesses an ocean concealed beneath an ice shell that can be as much as 20 kilometers in thickness. Within this ocean, geothermal vents, comparable to Earth's deep-sea smokers, might be present. Consequently, Europa stands out as a highly promising site for extraterrestrial life detection. Fact 49. What we perceive as the visible night sky constitutes only a minuscule portion of the universe. The human eye is capable of capturing around 5,000 stars in perfect conditions, but within the galaxy there are more than 100 billion. Our view is restricted to a narrow opening, much like a keyhole to the cosmos. Fact 50. The galaxy GNZ11 holds the record as the most distant object ever captured in photographs. The light emanating from it took more than 13 billion years to reach us. Our view of it reflects its state merely 400 million years post-Big Bang, offering a glimpse into the universe's early stages. The 51st fact is that cosmic dust might predate the sun. Dying stars release stellar winds, which in turn generate minuscule grains. These grains then drift across interstellar space for billions of years before they are incorporated into planets, asteroids, or meteorites that reach Earth. Fact 52. Helium-3 is an isotope that is scarce on Earth but holds the potential to be fuel for upcoming fusion reactors. Significantly larger amounts of it are present in the Moon's regolith compared to our planet. Consequently, the Moon is viewed as a potential energy reserve for generations to come. Fact number 53. S4716, the galaxy's speediest star, travels around the Milky Way's central black hole at a velocity of roughly 8,000 kilometers per second. It completes its orbit in a mere 4 years. This is akin to a cosmic projectile sliding along the rim of an unseen void. Fact 54th. On Venus, the atmospheric pressure at the surface is 92 times greater than on Earth. This is akin to the pressure found at a depth of 1 kilometer beneath the water. In such an environment, metals, including lead, melt. Probes like Venera 13 function for a maximum of 2 hours before the equipment fails due to the heat and pressure. Fact 55 establishes that space officially commences at a height of 100 kilometers above sea level, known as the Kármán line. Airplanes and balloons do not reach altitudes beyond this point. Past this threshold, the air becomes so thin, approaching zero density, that aerodynamic principles no longer apply. In such conditions, orbital speeds and the use of engines become necessary. Fact 56. There are stars that initially form as pairs and subsequently diverge. In the event that one of them undergoes a supernova explosion, the other star can persist and transform into a runaway star. These solitary entities traverse the galaxy at velocities reaching hundreds of kilometers per second without any affiliations. Fact 57th. Mars experiences dust devils, which are vortexes reaching a height of 1 kilometer and raising red dust in the spiral. While similar to tornadoes, their formation is attributed to surface temperature variations rather than storms. In one instance, a dust devil inadvertently cleaned the solar panels of the Spirit rover. Fact 58. The James Webb Space Telescope has the capability to observe through dust and gas clouds which conceal star formation. Its infrared vision allows it to peer into regions where telescopes such as Hubble are unable to reach. The initial images captured by the telescope already revealed stellar nurseries that had previously been unseen. The 59th fact. Galaxies devoid of dark matter have been identified. This finding has challenged a core model within cosmology. Such systems, exemplified by NGC 1052-D2, exhibit behavior contrary to expectations, possibly prompting a reconsideration of how gravity operates at vast distances. Fact 60. Astronauts on long-duration missions experience a bone mass loss of up to 1% monthly. In the absence of gravitational forces, the skeletal system undergoes a process of gradual deterioration. To counteract this, they dedicate considerable time to training on specialized equipment. Yet these efforts do not invariably succeed in preventing bone weakening. Fact 61. Within intergalactic space exist filaments, which are colossal structures composed of gas, dark matter, and galaxies, extending over hundreds of millions of light years. These filaments create the cosmic web, linking all components of the universe. Our location is within one of these filaments, known as Laniakea. Fact 62nd. Titan, a moon of Saturn, stands out as the sole location within the solar system, apart from Earth, where stable surface liquids exist. These liquids are composed not of water, but of methane and ethane. Titan experiences methane rainfall, hydrocarbon rivers, and lakes, presenting a distinct cold counterpart to Earth's hydrosphere. Fact 63rd. An asteroid named Oumuamua, identified as the first interstellar body, travels in orbit around the Sun. This entity entered our solar system in the year 2017, exhibiting rotation and acceleration without observable gas emissions. Its form was likened to a cigar or a disk, and the provenance of the object is still not understood. Fact 64th. Imagine Earth reduced to the size of a grain of sand. In this scale, the Sun would be comparable to an orange, and the distance separating them would be approximately 2 meters. Furthermore, the nearest star, at this reduced scale, would be nearly 500 kilometers distant. Even when miniaturized, the expanse of space continues to be immense. Fact 65th. The Milky Way galaxy is in motion, traveling at a velocity of about 600 kilometers per second. Its trajectory is aimed at a region that remains enigmatic, referred to as the Great Attractor. While what lies within this area is not understood, the gravitational force emanating from it draws in thousands of galaxies. The 66th fact states that Jupiter experiences lightning discharges that are significantly more potent than those found on Earth by a factor of 10 or more. These electrical events manifest in the planet's upper atmospheric regions, characterized by hurricanes comparable in scale to entire continents. Certain discharges exhibit such immense power that they momentarily illuminate a hemisphere of Jupiter, akin to the effect of an enormous camera flash. Fact 67th. The solar system traverses the galactic disk roughly every 30 million years. At these junctures, the likelihood of encountering comets originating from the Oort cloud is heightened. A segment of researchers posits a connection between Earth's mass extinction events and these recurring immersions into the galaxy's denser areas. Fact 68th. Footprints of astronauts deposited on the Moon more than 50 years ago remain observable. The lack of an atmosphere and wind means that the imprints are not subject to erosion. Should a meteorite not obliterate them, these traces could persist for millions of years, standing as a silent testament to humanity's brief sojourn. Fact 69th. The exoplanet GJ1214b resides within the constellation Aquarius. It is shrouded in thick clouds that block light. Researchers suggest that the planet could be covered by a planet-wide ocean with depths spanning hundreds of kilometers. The temperature on its surface is approximately 230 degrees Celsius. Fact 70. It is possible for asteroids to have satellites. An example is the asteroid Ida, whose path lies within the belt situated between Mars and Jupiter. This asteroid is accompanied by its own moon, designated as Dactyl. This discovery was the initial documented case of an asteroid having a satellite, and it also established that even minor celestial objects can form their own systems. Fact 71. In 1977, the WOW signal was detected, and it continues to be one of history's most enigmatic radio intercepts. Its duration was 72 seconds, and it came from the constellation Sagittarius. The signal's strength and clarity were such that a scientist analyzing the printout noted "wow" beside it. Subsequent efforts to capture the signal again did not succeed. Fact 72nd. It is possible for stars to explode twice. Under infrequent circumstances, following the first supernova explosion, the residual stellar core may undergo collapse to form a black hole. This black hole can then absorb a portion of the matter expelled during the initial explosion, thereby initiating a second burst. This phenomenon, designated as fallback, has not been directly recorded to date. Fact 73rd. On the edge of the solar system is the Oort cloud. This is a vast aggregation of frozen objects, forming a sphere around us that extends as far as 100,000 astronomical units. It functions as a source of comets, with some taking millions of years to arrive at the Sun. The 74th fact. So precise was the measurement of the duration of neutrinos originating from the 1987 supernova event that it served to confirm that neutrinos possess mass even if it is extremely small. Billions of these particles traverse the Earth each second, yet they interact with matter very rarely. The 75th fact states that spacecraft employ gravitational maneuvers for acceleration. As a probe passes by a planet, it effectively borrows a portion of the planet's energy. This method allowed the Voyagers to achieve the necessary speed to exit the solar system while conserving excess fuel. Fact 76th. Certain pulsars, identified as neutron stars, exhibit rotation so stable that it surpasses the precision of atomic clocks. An example of such an object is PSR B 1937 plus 21, which completes approximately 642 rotations every second, with a deviation not exceeding 1 nanosecond annually. These objects serve as natural markers for navigational purposes. The 77th fact. Hot Jupiters are known to exist. These are gas giants that revolve in close proximity to their stars. Their closeness is such that the surface temperature can reach 1,000 degrees. An example is HD 189733b, which possesses an atmosphere characterized by hurricanes with speeds of 7,000 kilometers per hour, and potentially precipitation in the form of glass droplets. Fact 78th. The satellite Pandora, which orbits Saturn, is nicknamed the Shepherd of the Rings. It gravitationally holds particles within the F-ring, stopping them from spreading out. Satellites such as Pandora and Prometheus literally shepherd the rings, preserving their form and density. Fact 79 asserts that the universe is expanding, and this expansion is accelerating. This finding from the end of the 20th century overturned cosmology. The responsible factor is dark energy, an unidentified form of matter making up approximately 70% of all that is. Its nature continues to be an enigma. Fact 80. The smell of Uranus is reminiscent of rotten eggs. This is due to the presence of hydrogen sulfide in its atmosphere, a gas that causes this specific scent. On Earth, hydrogen sulfide is hazardous at elevated concentrations, but Uranus experiences temperatures so low that the smell cannot be perceived, even if someone were to attempt to inhale it. Fact 81. Interference with electronic systems can be caused by cosmic rays. When high-energy particles strike microchips, they have the potential to change data bits, leading to system failures. Consequently, satellites, probes, and spacecraft undergo shielding, and their code is duplicated as a precaution against unintentional errors from outer space. Fact 82nd. Black holes with masses equivalent to billions of suns have been detected at the cores of certain galaxies. A notable example is TON 618, possessing a mass of approximately 66 billion solar masses. The sheer scale of this object results in its accretion disk emitting light with an intensity exceeding that of its host galaxy. Fact 83rd. Space can induce hallucinations. Certain astronauts have described experiencing flashes of light while their eyes were shut. This phenomenon occurs due to cosmic particles impacting the optic nerve or the brain. Given the radiation levels outside Earth's magnetic field, these effects are quite frequent. Fact 84th. It is a fact that orbital stations do not suspend themselves in the sky. Rather, they are in a state of perpetual descent. The International Space Station travels at a velocity approaching 28,000 kilometers per hour, and it is constantly falling toward Earth. However, owing to its considerable speed, it misses the planet. This very phenomenon is what generates the condition of weightlessness for individuals aboard. Fact 85th. It has been observed that certain exoplanets rotate in a direction contrary to their parent star. This observation deviates from established models concerning the formation of planetary systems. The existence of such orbits can be attributed to impacts or the gravitational capture of celestial objects from outside, illustrating the remarkable nature of cosmic design. Fact 86th. Stars have the capacity to exist for billions of years, yet their demise occurs within a few days. A supernova explosion marks the point at which a star ejects its outer layers, resulting in the formation of a neutron star or a black hole. The object's luminosity escalates by millions of times, rendering it observable from a different part of the galaxy. Fact 87th. Certain galaxies exhibit rotation patterns that differ from the spiral type, resembling a whirlpool within another whirlpool. These are characterized by dual rotations. The outer disk rotates in one direction, while the inner disk rotates in the opposite direction. Such systems are indicative of galaxy mergers and suggest a complex history of their interactions. Fact 88th. Magnetars are a distinct category of neutron stars, possessing an extraordinarily powerful magnetic field. Its strength is 1 trillion times greater than that of Earth. If a magnetar were situated at a distance equivalent to that of the Moon, it would be capable of wiping data from credit cards on Earth. These are genuinely formidable entities among stellar remnants. Fact 89th. R136A1, situated in the Tarantula Nebula, is identified as the heaviest known star. Its mass is about 300 times greater than the Sun's mass, and its luminosity is millions of times higher. These giant stars do not live long and conclude their existence as supernovae or hypernovae, leaving behind black holes of impressive dimensions. Fact 90. Exoplanet Kelt 9b stands out as the hottest celestial body discovered to date. Its sun-facing side registers temperatures of 4,300 degrees Celsius, a level comparable to the surface temperatures of certain stars. The planet's atmosphere is observed to be vaporizing into the cosmos, with scientists noting its gradual disappearance. Fact 91st. The Horsehead Nebula, located within the Orion constellation, appears as a shadow cast by a dust cloud against luminous gas. Its distinctive form is attributed to the radiation emitted by young stars, which incinerate the boundaries of this dark expanse. This illustrates how stars not only originate within clouds, but also actively contribute to defining their contours. Fact 92nd. The concept of space mirrors is a tangible project. In the year 1993, the Russian satellite designated Znamya-2 unfurled a reflector. This action resulted in the illumination of Europe's night with a patch of light measuring around 5 kilometers across. The conducted experiment demonstrated the future potential for directing solar illumination to specific locations. Fact 93rd. Within the most compact stellar aggregations, the separation between stars might measure merely a few trillion kilometers, a distance shorter than that from our Sun to its closest stellar neighbor. In these locales, the firmament remains perpetually illuminated, with stars emitting their radiance in myriad directions. Fact 94. The star Betelgeuse, located in the constellation Orion, is a red supergiant that will eventually explode as a supernova. During 2019, it experienced a sudden dimming, leading to speculation about an impending explosion. It was later determined that the star had expelled a dust cloud, which then blocked its light. While its final phase is approaching, the precise timing of this event is unknown. Fact 95. Stars without metals exist in the cosmos. The earliest stars, belonging to Generation 3, consisted almost entirely of hydrogen and helium, which remained after the Big Bang. No such star has been discovered to date, as they had a short lifespan. Their existence is confirmed solely by indirect evidence, based on the chemistry of later generations of stars. Fact 96. A photon may originate in the sun's core and proceed towards the surface for more than 100,000 years. Upon exiting the sun, it does so in 8 minutes. But prior to this, it endlessly bounces within its mass, thereby losing energy. Every beam of light is an ancient voyager that commenced its path before the Neolithic period. Fact 97. On Neptune's satellite Triton, cryovolcanoes have been observed. These formations spew out liquid nitrogen, ammonia, and methane instead of lava. The geysers release foggy trails that extend up to 8 kilometers in height. The surface displays unusual patterns akin to fissures on a frozen leather sphere. Fact 98. The celestial expanse dotted with stars that we observe does not represent the present moment. Light originating from certain celestial bodies requires millions of years to traverse the distance to our location. Consequently, we are witnessing their past, and it is plausible that some stars may have ceased to exist by now. A telescope should not be considered a direct portal to space, but rather a device that transports us to an earlier time. Fact 99. Gravitational waves are undulations in the structure of spacetime. Their existence was predicted by Einstein, and their initial detection occurred in the year 2015. The origin of these waves was the merger of two black holes. This marks a new capability in astronomy, enabling us to hear space for the first time. Fact 100. The final atom within our physical form may have originated in a star's interior. Elements such as carbon, calcium, and iron, indeed all heavier elements, were formed in stellar nuclei and scattered following supernova events. We are, in essence, stardust, assembled into a transient structure, and the cosmos serves as our dwelling, a statement not intended as a metaphor.